Hello Booktube, it's Ben here from the History Fella channel. Good to see you all back. I hope everybody's fit and well and healthy. I hope work isn't too hard at the moment and you're all just having a good time, enjoying the Easter holidays if you happen to be on holidays. I thought I'd do a tag, seeing as it's Tuesday tag. I don't normally do them on a Tuesday, I'm a bit awkward. So as it's Tuesday, I thought I would do a tag. And we're going to do the quarter year crisis book tag. Right, and as if you see me looking below, it's because I've got the questions on my screen, so we'll get going. Question 1. How many books have you read so far this year? I don't keep a count, but I'm probably looking at about 50. If we're talking since the beginning of January. If I know about the subject already, I can read the books quite quick. So that's why I tend to have a good reading number when it comes to number of books. So and of course, if it's something like World War II, and which I'm a big fan of, and I'm kind of already knowing what's in the books, so it was much easier and quicker to read. So we're probably looking at about between 50 and 60. Number 2, have you already found a book you think might be a 2022 favourite? If not, what was your favourite book you read that wasn't quite 5 stars? I read a book, now it was around about New Year, which was, I have a copy here. It's called Boy Soldiers of the Great War, written by Richard Van Emden. This is the fully revised final edition, and it's basically a book that looks at really young men that enlisted in the army, or teenage boys, and their experiences of the war from such a young age, because obviously some of them joined up without telling their parents, and some of them sneaked in or disguised themselves in some way, and it just basically tells the story or stories of various young lads that have joined up in the army during the Great War. And it's written a bit like it's a bit like a diary slash mini stories, and it's really good. If you know young people, then I would highly recommend this book to them, because and if they're into the Great War, they're really going to enjoy this one. Vicky, if you're watching, I think for the kids you teach, they would find this fascinating. So I highly recommend this. Even though I read it at the beginning of the year, I think actually it might be certainly in my top 5 for the year. The other book that I've just recently read, though, which was also a brilliant read, if you watched my last video, is The House of Tudor, A Grisly History, mainly because it's 45 short chapters of the best bits of the Tudor dynasty, all stuck into one small book, but it's a brilliant read. You'll really enjoy that one. Question 3. Any 1-star books / least favourite book of the year? Actually, there was one book, it kind of looked at the seedy side of life in Victorian England. It was only a really thin book, but I'm not going to mention the name of the book, but it was only something like about 120 pages, and let's just say it was a bit light, didn't really go in depth in anything, and it just wasn't very well written, and it was a bit boring. But we'll leave it at that rather than revealing the title. Number 4, most genre read so far, obviously history, history's all I read, I'm afraid. Although I am trying to read more fiction, so I'm trying to improve my brain a bit and add in a few books of fiction rather than just non-fiction. Number 5, a book that surprised you. Well, actually thinking about it, this Tudor book, and also I've also got I'm halfway through a Regency Britain one about secrets and scandals. Sometimes when you read books on dynasties and that, it can be very, especially British books, they can be very formal, and if they're formal and in depth, and there's lots of politics involved rather than a bit of social scandal or the dark side of things where you got a bit of murder or death, things like that. It can just make the read a bit hard and a bit long and slow. Whereas in this House of Tudor book, it's quite punchy to the point. And you know, they're short chapters, they tell you what needs to be said, and it's all the gruesome bits, so you kind of get the best of both worlds when it's like that, rather than some drawn out long dynasty type book. Number 6, a book that's come out in 2022 already that you want to read but haven't yet. I've finally managed to get a copy of The Three-Cornered War, which revolves around the Civil War. I can't remember the name of the author. I think it's Mary Kate something. But I'm really looking forward to that. I've been trying to get it for the past couple of years and finally managed to get a copy over here. So I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, I kind of look forward to every book. If it's about history, then I just find it intriguing and interesting, and the next book's always a good book as far as I'm concerned. Or anything to do with the US Civil War. Give me a US Civil War book and I just love it. You know, I'll happily read it. Or my odd subject that I like is prisoner of war camps in World War II. I don't know what it is about that, but I just find that fascinating and totally engrossing. Right, where am I down? Number 7, one goal you made that you're succeeding at. Well, this year, I kind of wanted to concentrate on book hauls and reading, so that then I can produce videos where I can tell you, the viewer, more about the book and what happens or what I think of the book. I wanted to do more of those sort of videos rather than spending the first year of YouTube or Booktube kind of trying to come up with as many different things about books as you could. I finally learnt that I need to concentrate on just a couple of things and then just make them better. So I'm really trying to look deep into the subjects within the books and be able to come up with different narratives or explanations in order to make it better for you, the viewer, and then hopefully that will improve my channel, it'll improve me, and we'll have more people joining in. Number 8, one goal you made you need to focus on. It's kind of the same thing really. I go back to what I said in the previous thing. I want to try and concentrate on doing more reading and more of the subjects that I want to do. So as long as I can do that, that's what I want to achieve this year. Number 9, the last one. New to you booktubers / bookstagrammers or booktokers for 2022. that you recommend. Whoever. I tend to only follow about 5 or 6 Booktube type channels. Bill Rutenberg, Peg, David Wiley. It tends to be like the same half a dozen I kind of like and follow, but actually I did discover one earlier when I was looking for tags to do, and that was a booktuber called Criminoli. I think he mainly does crime and horror, but he seems quite interesting, so I'm gonna try and look at most of his videos and listen to see what he has to say about things. So I would recommend Criminoli. Actually, I'll put his tag down below this video in the description. But then that's the end of the questions. There is only 9, I'm afraid. But thank you very much for watching. If you have any views and opinions on this video, please feel free to put them down in the comments down below. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and remember, if you haven't subscribed then you're missing out, so make sure you subscribe. I shall see you very soon. This tonight, I've got a book haul tomorrow from Pen and Sword, and hopefully by then my beard will be trying to grow really quick, because I'm kind of missing the beard already. So thank you very much for watching. I shall see you very soon. Take care.